Good evening, children. Welcome to 6th standard social class. Students, today we are going to see in civics unit 1 democracy. Okay, before we start the lesson, we are going to see what are the learning objectives in this lesson. To know the meaning of democracy. Second point, to know the types of democracy. Third point, to know and appreciate the structure of our constitution. Fourth one, to know the aims of democracy. These are all the four important objectives we are going to study or discuss or learn in this lesson. Okay. Okay. Today we are going to see democracy lesson. Democracy lesson. So, what is the meaning of democracy? Anyone know the meaning, children? Anyone knows? What is the meaning of democracy? Democracy is government. Democracy is government of the people. So, government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So, democracy is government of the people, by the people, for the people. Who said this? Said Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln. So, we have to know the meaning of democracy. What is the meaning of democracy? Democracy means a system in which the government of a country is elected by the people. A system in which the government of a country is elected by the people. I explain, children. So, now at present government, what are the rules we are following? Democracy system. Okay, how we elected our prime minister, our chief minister, like this, no? How? We have to put vote. Through vote, we have to elect the prime minister or chief minister, whatever leaders, we have to select our leaders through vote. So that leader only, they ruled over our country. So the prime minister and the chief minister, they come from in our society. They are also one of the citizens of India, or citizens of Tamil Nadu, or citizens of Pondicherry. So among the people, we have to elect our leader. That is called democracy. Okay, children. Before we study elaborately democracy, we have to go to early man life. Early man life. Let's see. When man started to live in groups, tribes were formed. We studied already. Okay, people, they led a nomadic life. Nomadic life means they are moving from one place to another place. Today they say they stayed in this place. Next day another place. Next day another place. Like this they are going on, moving and moving. That is called nomadic life. So when man started to live in groups, afterwards when they see the water, riverside, say settled near riverside. Okay, so that places they live in groups. Okay, so this is the meaning. When man started to live in groups, tribes were formed. So they make a family and a village like this, no? So tribes were formed. Every tribe has its own chief. So every group they had a chief. Chief means head, leader. These groups fought among themselves for land, water, and other resources. When the people they stayed in groups, okay, they fought among themselves for the different purposes, for land, for water, and other resources. So for these purposes they are fighting one another. Okay. Those who emerged victorious formed kingdoms by uniting the other tribal groups. So when they fought or when they fight, so who got victory? Who got victory? Who got win? Okay, so they formed kingdoms. Okay, these kingdoms later integrated to form empires. So these kingdoms afterwards is integrated to form empires. Empire means big places ruled by a king. Okay, next one, children. This was how the system of monarchy. Have you heard this word monarchy? Monarchy means the system of government or ruled by a king or a queen. Monarchy means the system. So now we studied how they fought one another and who got victory means they consider as a king. They consider as a leader. Okay. So that is followed uh, afterwards. It is called as monarchies. Okay. When the king or queen, even is a man or woman, they lead a leader of the society. So, monarchy means the system of government or ruled by a king or a queen. Okay. Another meaning also we can say for monarchy, a country that is governed by a king or queen. A country that is governed by a king or queen. Okay. So, this was how the system of monarchy formed throughout the world. Also, our country was ruled by kings and emperors and then came under the British rule. British rule. Okay. Next one. Next one. We adapted democracy. We adapted democracy as our ruling system when our country got freedom. So, this is a democracy method of ruling over the country when it started. So, the democracy as our ruling system when our country got freedom. We got freedom from the British rule only. So, we have to follow the democracy system. Okay, so now we have to read the definition of democracy. Democracy is government of the people, by the people, for the people, said Abraham Lincoln. Okay, next one. Similarly, the citizens of a country select their representatives through elections. So, through election, we have to select our representatives. Thus, they take part in the direct governance of a country. This is termed democracy. So, this method is called as democracy. Okay, in a democratic form of government, a considerable amount of power lies with the people of that nation. People can participate in the politics of the country and definition and decision making process. There are different types of democracy. So the democracy is different types. Okay, now see children, this is the early man's life. They led a nomadic life. Hunting was their important or primary work. Okay, afterwards they settled near the riverside and they elect the kings. So afterwards they form our country. Okay, democratic country. So we got a national flag and every freedom and everything. Okay, next one. Next one. There are various types of democracy. There are various types of democracy. Various means different types of democracy in practice around the world. So around the world there are different types of democracy is practiced. Among those, direct democracy and representative democracy are the most popular forms of government. So different types of democracies are there, even though direct and representative democracies are very popular or very famous for the government. Okay, next one, the birthplace of democracy in is Greece. So the democracy system is started in Greece. Greece, okay, in the country of Greece only they started the democracy system. So the birthplace of democracy is Greece. Okay, what is direct democracy? What is the meaning of direct democracy? In direct democracy, in direct democracy, people have the power to frame laws. Rules and laws, no laws. Okay, so in the direct democracy, people have the power to frame laws. Okay, next one, the choice of the majority will be accepted. So the choice of the majority will be accepted. Okay, so next, direct democracy. We have to know the meanings about direct democracy. In a direct democracy, only the citizens can make laws. Direct democracy means only the citizens, which are the peoples, they living in their country, no, the peoples make the laws. All changes have to be approved by the citizens. So all changes can be approved by the citizens only. That means the peoples only. So the politicians only rule over parliamentary procedure. So the politicians, that is the chief minister, the prime minister, the MLAs, MPs, no, that is they are called politicians. So the politicians only rule over parliamentary procedure. Switzerland has had a long history of a successful direct democracy. So Switzerland, Switzerland people, they followed direct democracy very successfully till today. Okay, next one. Okay, this system is actually known as direct democracy. So the citizens, the people of country, they makes the laws and rules and regulations, and they change the rules also. So that is called direct democracy. Direct democracy. Okay, next one. And the democracy is, there are two types. One is direct democracy and representative democracy. Direct democracy, representative democracy. Now we have to differentiate between these two democracies. First one, heading democracy is the one thing. This democracy is divided into two. One is direct democracy, another one is representative democracy. So the direct democracy is followed in Switzerland, country of Switzerland. Representative democracy is followed in India, USA, England. So these are all the countries followed representative democracies. Okay. Now children, now you have to see the arrow marks. In which direction they put arrow marks. Okay. So here votes. In direct democracy, see bottom side, people. People votes. Okay. So arrow mark goes upside. People votes and they frame the laws and rules, and the politicians rule over the country. So this is the direct democracy method. Here representative democracy is this followed in India, USA, England. Okay, here also Now you have to see, children, representative democracy, people votes, and they elected the representatives. So in the direct democracy, no elected representatives, and they makes law and rules. Afterwards, they ruled over the countries. That is representatives in India, USA, and in England countries also they followed the representative democracy methods. Okay, next one. Next one, those who gain the maximum number of votes will be given the post. So, there are, for example, there are one or two or four or five members they can, they have to nominate for the election. So, we have to put vote, which are the person we like. So, we have to put vote. So, the highest or the maximum number of votes will be given the post. So, on behalf of the other members, they obtain the power to take decisions in a democratic manner. This is termed as representative democracy. This method is followed in India also. Okay. Next, representative democracy. Representative democracy is divided into two. One is parliamentary democracy, another one is presidential democracy. Parliamentary democracy in India and England. Presidential democracy they followed in USA and Canada. Okay. Next one. In a highly populated country like India, if people want to live peacefully, they have to follow certain rules and regulations, rights and duties properly. Hence, the Constitution of India guides us in all these aspects and plays an important role in maintaining law and order. Law and order. So, India is one of the highly populated country. So, we have to follow the rules and regulations, our duties and our rights. Okay. So, this is called our constitution. They guide us in all the aspects and plays an important role in the maintaining law and order. Next one, in 2007, in the year of 2007, the UNO General Assembly resolved to observe 15th September as the International Day of Democracy. So every year September 15th they celebrated or they remember as a International Day of Democracy. International Day of Democracy. Our constitution ensures freedom, equality and justice to everyone. Our constitution, Indian constitution ensures what are the three things they ensured? Freedom, equality. We have to give equal respect to all citizens and justice to everyone. Okay. Next one, it defines the political principles, the structure of the government, institutions, and the methods to follow these rules and regulations, the powers and responsibilities. And also, it fixes the rights and duties and the directive principles of the citizens. Thus, our constitution provides a structure to us. Okay. Next one. So, this is our Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly. Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly. Okay. Indian Constitution is the longest written constitution in the world. So, Indian Constitution is the longest written constitution. So, every rules and regulation they have to written method in the world. It is drafted by the drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly headed by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So, our constitution have a proper rules and regulations. Okay. So, the Constituent Assembly headed by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. That is why we call him the chief architect of our constitution. Okay. So, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar called us chief architect of our constitution. Okay, children. Thank you.